Welcome back to b0bst3r's Forestry Tutorials, and in this follow-up to episode 1 we're going to be looking at a few questions and answers from which I received. Some of the topics are quite repetitive, so let's start with the first question, and that was, what would happen if the farm filled up? Well, if the farm filled up and had no output, say your chests filled up and then all your piping backed up, and there was nowhere for the next item to go. Now, as you can see, there are certain stacks here that are not full, but the next item could be an apple, and that will stop the farm from working completely. What actually happens is the farm stops. Right? It's quite as simple as that. Your trees would not really grow because there's no room for them to grow, and the ones that already grew wouldn't get chopped down, and the leaves wouldn't fall. So it would simply stop. If it was a wheat farm, your wheat would grow and stay grown and nothing would happen to it. It wouldn't get harvested, wouldn't get replanted. So all in all, the farm would just simply stop. Okay, so that's that one cleared up. The second question was, and a lot of questions about fertilizer. When you create a farm, now this doesn't have anything in it, it's not got anything on top of it. There's no dirt, no soil. I've not put a chip in there, not put a circuit board in, it's just standard. You'll see the first thing that happens is there's no fertilizer, and that will come up on every farm, no matter what type of farm you make, whether it's managed, manual, whether it's wheat, trees, whatever. That no fertilizer always seems to come up. And in fact, if we take the fertilizer and now put it in, now remember, there's no seeds, there's no dirt, there's no anything. It has actually used a little bit of fertilizer to set the farm up before it starts working. And because of that, I think you'll find that every single farm requires the use of fertilizer. If you go on the Forestry wiki and look down all the different types of farms, they all have a fertilizer usage against them. And that, like I said, goes for all manuals, all managed farms. There is a fertilizer usage. Right, thirdly, because I'm using a later version of Forestry than what's in the Feed the Beast packs at the current moment, people have got slightly confused over humus and dirt usage. In the current Feed the Beast pack, you feed the farm humus, not dirt. That has changed in the Forestry 2.0.0.4 version, which is after the one that Feed the Beast is currently using. So currently Feed the Beast, put in humus, not dirt. After it's updated, which should be soon by the looks of things, you will put dirt into the farm, and as we saw in episode 1, that will automatically get converted into humus. Right, thirdly, the question of, you can see I've changed this a little bit, but we'll go into that in the episode 2, was asked was to do with fertilizer. And did the fertilizer actually go in the fertilizer slot in episode 1 because the dirt was filled up? Now, before I do that, let me just get all this farm working again. And to do that, we're just simply going to attach a relay on here, like we did in episode 1, and everything will come out and get sorted into the barrels. So that will make our farm work again. There we go, cleared out. So, yes, back to the fertilizer. As you can see, we got the fertilizer working by putting it into the side and not into this end. Now I've got the farm working, we should see the fertilizer come out. Alright, it comes out a lot, full stacks, goes back into the relay and has actually come back into the fertilizer slot, not filled up any of these other slots. So, yep, it does actually go into the fertilizer slot going in from that side, and it wasn't because the dirt was full. Right, next question was, I'm not really going to cover this here but I will tell you anyway, and that was how to input into this area here using red power. Now this proved to be a little bit of a problem because obviously that side is fertilizer, this side went into the dirt area, the bottom is the output. How do we get items in using red power? I'm not going to go too much into it now, but the simple answer is to fit another hatch and put the items into the top. So that, unfortunately, has to go on top of the farm here. And you put your items in through the top, and that puts the items into that slot. But you'll see that in later episodes when we go into multi-farms. Right, next I was asked about, and there's been some talk about this, about making rubber tree farms and how you can kind of exploit the usage of them. Well, yes, okay, some people guessed on how that would be achievable. You can create a rubber tree farm which is wall-to-wall rubber trees with nodes, with sticky resin, and every single tree section will create a sticky resin just by, I mean obviously I've not done these, but I've done this area here. That one is on the other side. So you can have wall-to-wall trees with sticky resin node in, and I mean wall-to-wall. You can literally completely fill the whole entire area, apart from, you can just see it there, the middle section. Obviously you can't grow a tree here on this bit because this is the actual farm. And you can see there, I mean I've only just put this up, started playing with it. I bone mealed a lot of these trees, so you can bone meal them. And to create trees like this, it's quite straightforward. All you need is a portal gun. Just take your portal gun, press G against any of the sections with a node, and then put it down again by pressing G, and you'll see that the node is still in there. And then all we do is take a section out that doesn't have a node, throw it away, break it up, or how, whatever. Pick this one back up again with the G key and put it into place, which that wasn't the place. And I've actually tried this, and the farm is quite happily picking up the resin out of trees that have moved. I'm not sure if when Sengi sees this he may fix that and stop this from happening. I don't know, maybe intentional. Right, hopefully this will answer all the questions that have been posed. Just checking to see if there's any more. And lastly, I was asked what is the difference between an orchard and the Arboretum, since both drop apples. Well, this is true. They both do drop apples or fruit, or depending on the tree type you have in the farm. The Arboretum is a managed farm. An orchard is a manual farm. So you don't get logs, sand, saplings, anything like that with an orchard. You simply get the fruit off the tree. So yeah, that's roughly the difference between an orchard and an arboretum. Orchard, fruit only. Arboretum, you get everything. Saplings, apples, or fruit, or tree trunks. The sand from the hummus. So thank you for watching. Hopefully that answers the questions from episode 1, and I shall see you shortly in episode 2.